It's Friday. Good morning. Welcome. I'm glad to be here. Glad to be making jewelry. I've had a morning. Been up since 4 o'clock, and it feels like I've already been up a whole day. And I am going to make some jewelry and have fun right now because I need to. It's one of those odd little days. Okay, just making sure I'm on here. And I can hear me. Make some jewelry and have fun. Let me mute me. Mute me. I like to hear it. I like to be able to hear it comes through. Because you never know. You never know. Welcome. It's faceted bead morning. Yes. So, because I've been running around, you can see I didn't even do my hair. I just kind of foofed it. I don't have much show and tell on today. I do have new earrings I've never shown. These are pretty cool. I don't have much red, but I took a bar and I wrapped the bar in wire with little seed beads, size 11. And then I just added some crystal at the bottom. And they're very cute. Sparkly pretty. Look at that little piece on the bottom. Isn't that pretty? I've had these a while. I wear these a lot. I don't have very many red pieces. I do need to make some red pieces. I see that needs a little bit of repair right there. That wire's coming around. It's a fine wire. Use a fine wire when you do that. We're gonna do the same thing here on keys soon. I love doing that on keys with maybe some material and some wire. And here's the other one. Very simple pair of earrings to make. This is a necklace that I get. When I go into a new town. This is my town next to where I grew up. I always look at the local artist and buy something because you always find something unique. Look at this one. I think this is so stinking unique. Let's see. Let's hold it. Get it to hold still. They made it out of little washers and nuts. Isn't that cute? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 washers, and then in between the last two ones they hung some metal, and on those they just hung little pieces of round metal with washers on the front. And they put it on a chain. It was pretty inexpensive. I bought it years ago. It's a little store in Frederick, Maryland. I think it's called the Muse, and has local artist jewelry in there. When you go to those places, you'll see some of the most unique things. So isn't that nice? So that's one of my fun pieces. I like to put it on a different chain sometime. This chain was too short, so see, I knotted it to make it fit better. And this one when I wear it a good bit. Wear it in the shower and everything. You can tell from the back clasp, but it's been worn a good bit. But I like that one. It's small, it gets put in my closet and I forget about it. And of course there's my black diamond that I love. And then this was a ring that it doesn't, I don't think, have any markings in it. But it was a ring that Zane, my husband, wore when he was young. And I think it's cool as anything. Fits me well. He had a couple of them and I snatched that one as a little keepsake. And I think I showed you what we did last week. I don't even have any bracelets on today, braceletless. My hubby's coming back home today, and so I've been getting everything ready for him. I made a lariat. I think I showed this last week. It's very cute. It's a crystal on the bottom. You just drop it in there. I'm not sure about the mechanics of it yet. I wonder if either a few more strands or fatter wire would be, tickle my fancy. The thinness of the wire is not tickling my fancy, but I like it. I listed it as that because I do think it's very pretty. Today we're going to do wire. That's probably one of my most favorite things to do, is to wrap wire. And I wanted to show you how to make rosary chain. It's very easy. I find it very relaxing to do, and I think it's very pretty. So let me show you a few things that I've already have on my table to show you that are rosary chain and give you ideas. Let me put you up here in my little cradle. Flip you around. And get you out here a little bit. There we go. The bad thing is when I put you out there, you go up so high, I don't get to really see what's on the screen, but that's okay. So we just zoom in a little bit. So there's all kinds of things you can do this with. This is chain that I bought, and it's already in a rosary style link, where it's just shepherd's hook on both ends of the link. See that? And then I added some religious charms that I liked. Now, I've had this a long time. I've worn it. But every time I wear it, I just feel like the charms are too big. I think I would like it with 5 if they were smaller. And I love every one of the charms. And that's why I put them on there, because they were kind of cool. And I have a whole bucket of things in here to pick from. I put all my ideas and things in this bucket. It's quite full, and you might look through there. But on the end, I always like to add a little something, something. Like the old necklaces you used to pick up, they always had this little trail on the back that hung down. This one I added 2 little charms, and look at that cool vintage button. So I might rework that one and just add one of the charms to that. Not sure. I do have this one I like a lot, and I have this one that's new I just bought. It's a little shiny for me, so I might patina it a little bit, but I think this would be very pretty on that rosary chain that I just did. And I do make little Protestant rosaries. See, isn't that pretty? I think that's pretty. I wish I got 2 of those and made earrings out of those. It's a perfect earring size. So those are some ideas I had. I wanted to show you these. These are made with it looks like a disco bead off of one of those vintage necklaces. And I made these a long time ago. Put these links together. Can't remember now. I think we were making a necklace or a bracelet, and I got 2 of them. And since they're already made, I thought I might use them today. Aren't they pretty? They're all vintage beads. Pink, pretty pink. These have like a rainbow sheen on them with that little bit of that AB. So here is another example. Let me show you this example. This here is an old necklace that I'll probably tear apart unless it looks like it's dirty and needs a good bath. I can see it's got either it's turned to yellow, but I think they're glass. Hear that? They're glass. I thought they were plastic, but no, they're glass. They're pretty, those little tubes. That might make nice for one side of the necklace, to tear that apart, make one side and another side something. So I'm not sure if that's dirt on there, that brownish stuff, or I'd have to wash those and see. That was a vintage find out of something that I have. Here is one that's already made. This is beautiful. And you see they got shepherd's hooks on both ends. So there's a tool you can use, and then I've used it before, and you've probably seen me use it. This one here graduates into smaller beads all the way into bigger beads. And that one, honestly, is just pretty like it is. I'm just going to put that one on. Does it have a back? Yeah, it does have a back, even though it's so long. You could double wrap it. It's so pretty. So I'm going to wear that today. It's so pretty. And then I found these beads. I thought these were similar to this one here. to make some wraps on. These are just glass beads. And then I found these. I just thought these were pretty. These were Hobby Lobby fine. If I wanted to mix a little color in with them, I don't know. I just got that just to see. I don't know. I don't know how it will turn out because I don't know. And here's some it looks like I just made extra. And you can sit around and make these all day long. I mean, these are just, look how cute that one is. That's a vintage bead with that blue in it. That's on copper. This one here's on steel. And I just learned these are called disco beads. Isn't that a beautiful bead? That was taken off of a vintage necklace. It's nice you can have those if you need those to put them on the back or do something extra if you have extra beads to just make those little links and then you can use them up. Like you could use them on the back of like I did this one. How teeny weeny they are. Like that one's got a little blue on it. Okay, so where do we begin? I'm just going to do, what I think I'm going to do is show you, I think I'm going to use these to do a necklace. Let me see if something in here jumps out in my fancies. Find some gold things. Here's a, I don't know if I can get it out because everything's all, this is an actual rosary. And sometimes I buy these and use the beads because they're just beautiful beads. This one here, usually they don't have very nice metal on them when I buy them, but this one here, I must have found this one for $7.99, not bad. And these got these crystal beads with AB on them. They're very pretty. Now these have extra links in between. That's probably why I've heard it called rosary or rosary chain, because that's how the rosaries always are. So I want to find something silver because, well, this is pretty. Isn't that pretty? That crystal piece right there. That goes. And this one goes. It's too bright. I'd have to tone it down. But that, for me, that's just too bright. And then using these for the rest of them on both sides. I think that would look nice. What do you think? Let's pull this out. Hey, Maureen. It's nice to see you. I'm just doing some designing and rosary chain. I had a piece, I think if you were here earlier, I had it, and I never really wore it because it's just too clunky. I think this was a one of my mentors had a class, and we did this, and this was already made. And I just love making rosary chain. It's fun. It's very fun. But, you can do so much. You don't have to always use this color. You can add colors to it. That's why I thought this. But this isn't really, I like that, but it's not really doing anything for me in that. I need to find something that, hits my fancy on that. That doesn't really hit my fancy. And I don't have to have a religious charm. I can do, I got some cool gold ones in here, but I don't want a gold one today. I kind of want a silver. I'm kind of sticking with silver. So I wonder if there's any on here that I would like. This one's kind of cool. I kind of like that one. It's very detailed. That one would be fun to do a messy, I don't know what you call that, where you take the clay or the mold, you press it in, and you remake another one. But I've done that, and it's a lot of fun. And when you get something that's that detailed, it's kind of, you can redo those. And but these come out so pristine and even and nice. And I'm more of an organic person, so I like it to be a little organic looking around the edge, if you know what I mean. So I love making those pieces. I haven't made them in a while, but they are fun to do. So I'm sorry I didn't have my focal ready on this, but what I can do is just show you. How about I just tear this one apart, do one of them and show you how to do it, which is easy peasy. There's a couple ways to do it, and I'm going to use steel. I like the steel. As long as you don't get it wet, you know, steel can rust. As long as you don't get it wet, it's good. So I buy this steel wire dark annealed from the hardware store, and I do always take and rub it off because it has oiliness to it, and we don't want oiliness on our fingers. And then this is steel, so I use not my little teeny clippers for regular wire. I use the more meaty clippers because we don't want to. So that was a little bit more than I need on there, but you can use the tool, which we'll show you. You can do the tool. Whoops, that's the wrong tool. Got to get the right tool. It's similar to that one. Here it is, where we can just put it in here. There's a little hole here. See, goes through that hole, and we can just bend down, and it makes a perfect little, just like this one. Perfect little bend. Put your bead on. Do the other side. And you have it. Now, I think it looks kind of cool when I was thinking on this morning, how if I go ahead and make the rest of these and do this, whole, and add these. I like that these have wraps, a mixture of wraps, and then, the shepherd's hook. I think that looks really nice. I hear my dog up there. My neighbor must be walking her dog. He likes to have a fit when they go by. I'm still not sure on that focal bead, but here is a pretty heart that I could put there. That's really pretty. Pretty. So now what I would do is I would just keep, making these little, that's why this tool is so handy. Making these little, and you don't have to go in so far because you only need that little teeny bit on the end. You can make these all day long. It's very relaxing. It's satisfying that you made them yourself. So I will show you if you want to make your own. It's really not hard if you want to do it the old-fashioned way, which it's probably not the old-fashioned way, but you should learn both ways, where you take and you just bend it. Make that bend. Then I always bend it back. I did see a video this weekend. Put the bead on. And honestly, I just started using that other tool. And you can see there is a little bit of a difference. And I can get a little tighter on there too when I do it this way. I learned and saw on a video this weekend, where last weekend, I guess, the weekend's not here yet, is that they bent it one way, then they cut it, make sure I get my right cutters, don't be using that's how I got my other one's dull, and then leave enough on there to flip over. You can always cut more, but you can't take any off, and then just take and flip it. And I was like, I think I like that. I like that new try. Now it didn't hold its bend, but we can put it back in there. There we go. I have to work on that new technique a little bit. And then we have one on each. Now I feel more like that's more my style. And it does look a little different, you know. This one here is a little, I think, long in there. But I don't know if that would matter after you put it together, honestly. If you had a little bit of, unless that really bothered you, you could change it. Now, let me find my tools. And then you just take and open them up. Put them together. This is where you can take and make this one maybe a little tighter if you wanted to. You could bend it in there maybe. Well, I maybe should have done that before I added it. Maybe I'll try it on this side. So if it's a little loose, maybe you take and tighten it up on the other side. There we go. And now you're making your own rosary chain. You can add it to this. I've had such a morning. I think it's stunting my creativity a little bit. I usually, I know right off, and I'm a little slow to the draw on what I want, how I like it. The other thing I'll show you is, and it's just going to be like that some days, isn't it? I think I'm going to take another piece, run my steel wool. I want it to get the oil off, and let's see, how do I want to do this? Let's say I want to wrap the next one and then add the chain, just for the fun of it, just to show, because this is about learning. So we take and put our bead on, we bend, we make the bead fell off, which is fun. We make our bend, we make sure we get it on there, because once you wrap it, you can't go back. Now I noticed I made these really big, and for design that's cool, but from now on, when I would do them much smaller. Then I hold that down, and then I wrap. One, and I think because we're going to have lots of it, of metal, I'm only going to wrap twice on this one. Change my mind. I'm going to wrap 3 times. You'll notice that about me. I think one thing and think on it, and then I change my mind. And that's just design. And there is no right or wrong, is there, Marie? There is no right or wrong. That's the cool thing. It's really what you end up liking. I was going to go and stalk your page, Marie, to see if I see any of those senior bracelets that you said you were working on. But I never got to it. Now that I see you, it comes to mind. Now I'm going to tuck that little tail in, because I'll tell you what, steel is prickly, and you do not want prickly steel. The nice thing about steel too, and I don't know, you can see a little bit on these. These I did a long time ago, years ago. But you can take your steel wool and, and make a little bit of shine on top of it. Fun, fun. Now I'm going to add this one. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bend it and make a wrap. And just a little wrap. This is just to show, and this is just part of what design I liked. I want to make it a little smaller, that loop. And then I'm going to wrap 3 times. 1, 2, 3. clip, and tuck. Boy, I tell you, the time flies when I come on here. I always look up and the time has flown. There we go. So that's the beginning of, and I could go this way or I could go this way, but I think I like this way. And then I take this one and I am going to, because that just bothers me. It might not bother you, but I'm going to clip just a hair off here and make that loop smaller so that there's not that space in there. I just like it a little snugger. 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 I wonder if that's even a word. So I'm going to open that ring, add it to the last one I did. I gave my dog a bath today. He looks so cute. He's so stinking adorable. But you know, I don't bring him down here anymore because he goes potty down here for some reason, and we can't have that. So there's the beginning of our rosary. Now I'd probably make this short, and I don't know if I'm going to use that one, but that's very pretty. I could sit here all day and work on that. That's probably what I'll do a good bit after I get off the call, because I like to finish it. I really do like to finish it. And I'm stuck on what I want as my focal, so I might have to go digging a little bit. This is a beautiful piece, but I don't know if I want to do that. And it's Valentine's Day, so it goes well. But that's not just what I want to use. And nothing in this little bucket. I got a ton of stuff in this bucket. And some of the stuff in the bucket I like. That's really pretty. That's a good size with it too. It's a good size comparatively. Look at that size. See? I mean, that goes too. But that goes. I used to collect these, and I've gotten quite a few, and I decided I'm not collecting any more till I use up what I have. And I do make those rosaries, so they go great on the rosary, but I'm not making any more. I'm not buying any more of these till I use these up. And I got quite a few. And now that I'm looking at them, I noticed that I have quite a few gold ones, so I need to use the gold ones. But what I think I'm going to do is see if I got any blue. Oh, and I do. Put some blue on that. I like that blue, like they did on this one. I've seen that years ago where they put that blue. It's kind of similar blue on there. That looks good. I wonder if this one would go nicely. Oh, I think that's the one. You can tell I'm really attracted to this one. And I really like the hoop that it's on. And, okay. So I'm going to take this off. My tools are not in their spot. I think I'm going to take a nap today because it's one of those days where things are not going for me. And it really is okay. So I'm going to just take good care of myself. And, oh, that's the one. Now, see, when it hits you, it hits you. I just like that shape. I like that shape. It kind of looks, it goes with the look. I wish this one would go, but that's way too bright. That needs to be if it was bigger and duller, I need to get some of that shininess out of there. I got this ring too. I was trying to think, but the ring, I don't know what to do with that ring. It's wide. I just think it would be fun on a necklace or something, but I have to think on that one. But I do want to use that one. So let's see. Do I want to use that jump ring on there, or do I want to use a different jump ring? I'm thinking on the jump ring right now. Well, you know what we do is we put it on there and see if we like it. How's that? Let's put it on there and see if we like it. Sometimes I like a cool jump ring, then maybe I don't want it to take away from the look. And let's just show you, look, this isn't going to work at all, because look. Yeah. So we need another jump ring, don't we? We sure do. Let's see what we can come up with. So I don't want it to be too big. Oh, I think I found it. I found what I want. But I wonder if I need a smaller one. Let's see if we like that one or the smaller one. There is a smaller one. Just not quite sure on size. Do we want the bigger one or the smaller one? So maybe what we do, what do you think? Do we put this on there and then add that? Maybe that's what we do. Can always change it around if we don't like it. I always say jewelry is work. It's very satisfying work, but it is work because you are using your hands and your brain. And so if anybody's going to be willing to sit down and put in the work, it's satisfying, right, Maureen? It's satisfying to have some really nice pieces that you make. Maureen is a jewelry maker in New York. She goes to shows. Okay, do we like that? Because what we can always do is switch those around. But no, I think I like that. Yep. That's the key. Now I could put a smaller one in there, but I think the bigger one is nice. Circle, circle. I don't know if she has an online presence to go see her goodies, but that would be fun to see them. So I like that. So what I do is I keep going around and around and around. Oh, you like the small ring? We can give it a go. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Well, one thing is, the small ring, the big ring does make your eye go to the big ring. It does. I admit that. I see that. And I am a sucker for twisted jump rings. I've made them before. I love them that much so that I could, wait a second, let's put this on and this on. And while I put that big one on, I think it's going to make it look, I'm trying to see if there's a front and back to these there. It's going to make it focus more on the, okay, there's the little one. Doesn't lay as nice. It doesn't lay it nice. We almost need one between that one and that one. Let's see what I got. I'd like it to lay a little nicer. You know what I mean? This is probably, yep, that's the same size. Oops. Yeah, but that's the same. I think that's what's on there. So it doesn't lay as nice, Maureen. That's a bit bummer. Yeah, the big one works too, but I do like the idea of the smaller one in that it makes your eye go right to that, but it doesn't lay as nice. Bummer. I need one in between, and I don't have one in between. I have a wee teeny one, but that's going to do the same thing, make it not lay as nice. So we're going to go back, but I think I would like the smaller one too, honestly, if it would lay nice. So what we do is we change our plan and go back to the big one. And I could have gotten a regular, I didn't have to have, let's see, is that all right? Yeah. I didn't have to have, now I lost my train of thought, but that's okay. I always say if I lose it, it comes back, great. If not, that's great too. It's not as big a deal. Now, I am careful with these, that I make sure I get them shut because they're twisted, they don't always. So that lays a lot nicer. And fluidity is important, right? Yes. So, you know what else I got in front of me we could have used? Sorry about my arm. Is we could have used this. Didn't think of that. But the bad thing with that is I'd have had to rewire those because they're shut, But that would have been cool. I got 2 of those. Anyway, I think that's how it's going to look. And then this one I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take them all off and do the same and find just one that I like. And I think I'm going to paint it a color. Like that one's pretty. It's got a bird on it. Just says pray for us on the back. I like that bird. I think I'm going to put the bird on that one. So let's do that. I do like how I had these oval jump rings. I like these. I wonder where I got these. They're nice and thick. I like that thickness of a jump ring. And it's interesting how your styles change. Like I wore this a couple times and I was just like, it's not really me. It's too big. But I wonder if I could find one to do like a charm one, like the small ones on here. That I would probably like. That's probably more my style. Or just to have one on here. Let's turn this one. But I like that these were oval because it made them stay in the chain, which is a good idea. If you ever get to the Chicago area, it's not exactly Chicago. Oh, no, look, see, I have to put it right under this one. It's called Pumpkin. Let me look it up because it's one of my favorite, but it's got an odd name. It's not like a jewelry store because she also does, it's called Pumpkin Glass and Studios. And I'll tell you where it's at. It's they have it in a church now, I think it is, where it's a part of the school that was a part of the church. And they have other shops in there now too. And she does classes. She does a lot of fused glass art. And that lady can do anything. She's quite amazing. So if you go to pumpkinglass.com, that's her website. And you can order some things from her. If you call her, she'll get you anything. She's been doing this a long time. She's a great resource to ask questions about doing market too. She is see, it doesn't really say the address. She's in Peoria, Illinois. And I've gone up there for classes and she is like a fiber. She does fiber. She crochets like the necklaces, beads. She can do lamp work, beads. But right now she's been doing this fused art that's very popular. And so I don't see her do. She still always does a jewelry class though. So here's my new. Oh, this one I didn't get it clamped on there. So I think I'm turning this one into this, which is one, and I think I'm going to paint it later. The blue. I like the blue. And then that way I have this necklace to wear because it's a great chain. And that's that one. I'm tempted to put that one on there. You know, I'd gotten a wing and I loved that wing, and the hook on it broke. So I'm gonna have to, it's sterling, so I'm gonna have to get that fixed. And hopefully maybe I can fix that when I get my stuff set up. But that's not bad. And it's a short necklace. It's like 16, 18 inches. But that's what's great for these little beads like this. I love those beads. And I'll finish that around and make me a necklace similar to this one, but with added pink ones. And throw these back in my box. But take those great links off of them though. Those great oval, they're like oval twisted jump rings. They're nice. Very nice. Well, thanks for hanging out with me today. It's been fun. And till next week, we're going to do this for about a year and see how things go. In the meantime, it's helping me make things for market. So I appreciate that. I got me a tent, so I'm ready. I wasn't going to do it without a tent. I did a thing year before last, and it rained. We had a pour down rain, and I watched those people who were good at it, man. They had a tent up. The ones that were good at it and used to it, they had it so zipped up, none of their stuff got wet, and we got drenched. We had a top over us, but we got drenched. It was not good. It was not good. So, all right. Well, thanks for hanging out. Nice to see you, Maureen. I hope you have a good day. We'll talk to you later. Bye now.